Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and a very warm good evening from the UK. My name is Dr. Madelenechan and I'm going to be presenting to you all on USA Global TV and Radio, my weekly show, the Film and Music Show. So hello USA Global TV and Radio YouTubers. Hello to the Instagram, LinkedIn and of course Facebook. For this week's topic, for the Film and Music Show, because this is a live show, we have to sometimes act on a spontaneous moment. It's just in the way of when you're performing in front of an audience and suddenly maybe some casts of the show don't turn up because they're ill. Therefore, you have to act, how can I say, and improvise and go with the flow, as they say, because the show must go on no matter what's going on in someone's life. The show must go on because as a presenter, when you take, it's literally a vow to be present on a particular program at a particular time. You are not only responsible to yourself turning up, but you are also responsible in turning up to the viewers, because it's the viewers that have taken that time out of their busy schedule to be there, to be present, to be part of the show or watching the show. Therefore, and I just want to say this, when you are presenting yourself in a leadership role or a public figure, and I don't really like ego or anything, I'm talking about a public figure where you have already agreed to be at a certain time, a certain place, because some structure has been placed within that time frame for you to be there, to present yourself and to share for the next 40 minutes or however long the designated time is for that particular program. So I'm going to say, as a presenter and a host, TV presenter and a host of the Film and Music Show, it is my duty and my heartfelt duty to be there for myself, because I promised myself and I agreed to be there, but also to be there because those people took time out of their own precious time to be here and to watch. And even for recordings and repeats of the program, you have to be there because in the future, people will want to watch. And if you don't have that program, how can they watch? You see, it's all interlinked, all interconnected. I just felt in my heart to say this. I always go with my heart with what I'm saying. And there's never a script, never, ever a script here on USA Global TV and Radio. We are all a beautiful family community. We are thoroughly mentored and trained by the wonderful Chief of Operations and the founder and the mother of USA Global TV and Radio. And this amazing, powerful woman, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, ensures that her professionalism and her link to the community, to the platform of what she's created, the TV station, what she has created, has to be a certain standard, has to be where you fulfill the role. It's almost like we are the receptionists of a company, because when you go into a company, who's the first person? Of course, you might meet the doorman. The doorman is very professional and opens the door for you. So you walk in, but who is the person, the one person that is connected to the company, that know all about the basic, the fundamental parts of that company? It is the receptionist. So really, if you think about it, I know that we are titled TV presenters, but really, and I'm sure that some of the TV presenters might not like this, I'm talking about TV presenters around the world. Please forgive me, we are the receptionists. We are the first point of contact. I know that's a bit strange. I always look at life in the way of, if someone's a TV presenter, how would they be looking in a different way in a company? At their front of house, they're the receptionists. So my whole point of all this topic is to introduce about certain writers and songwriters and lyricists that use the tools they have learned through their mastery of their craft, either as a musician, a songwriter, or a lyricist, and then bringing their life, their experiences, their emotions through songs, melody, and lyrics. Now I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm 54 years young. I don't feel it, and I don't look it. And I'm not trying to be ego here. I'm just being really basic fact. I don't look it because I don't feel I'm 54. I feel I'm part of the second part of my life where everything is all new. Therefore, and what's even great about it is that we're in the golden age, and the golden age means the new earth, about unity, about not being afraid to express your authentic self, especially in the creative field of film and music. Film and music has always been that platform where one can convey a message of what they truly believe, of their true passions, of certain way of looking at, let's say, centralization governments, or certain things that are in the world that we can't control, but we'd like to change. However, we have to be sensitive to it, and how we get away with it is when you are a creative, especially in the film and music, because that brings change. The film and music, the world of it, it's a universal language. And music is a universal language. You don't have to learn that language to understand or listen to it. You just feel the music. You actually feel the music. So the tool that you use is the feeling side of life. So when a songwriter puts words, as in words of a song is called lyrics. But first of all, they need to put down their words, what they're feeling, and maybe they put mumbo jumbo and it doesn't make sense, but it's a start. And then from that start, you start building the picture. So from that, you will then end up building about the story. So when you listen to a song, especially if you're not a songwriter and you listen to the song, either a song will begin with almost like help, like an alarm clock, help raising the situation of the song straight away, raising the problem of the song straight away. Either they come in with a chorus, a cracking hook line chorus, and then they tell the story. And then you have songs that are just storytelling. They paint the picture with words. But in this way, you paint the picture with words, but you feel the ambience through your connection of your emotions to those words and your experience, which you relate to those words. This is how a songwriter, a filmmaker is there to trigger human emotions. To either go in with shock tactic about it's so frightening, it's a thriller, the music is, oh, it's a thriller, it's spine tingling, to the point of shock tactics about the other spectrum of you have romance, beautiful romantic poetry, words, beautiful. But then you have the other side, which is about getting your booty on and getting it on with someone and talking about physical parts of the body and not painting a nice picture and visually as well. It's almost, there was a time for that, by the way, there really was. But it's not the time now to be about who's wearing the most, sorry, excuse me, the sexiest outfit, the sexiest bikini, showing all and leaving nothing to the imagination. Think about it. What's more appealing? Seeing someone that's completely barely naked and there's no imagination, and it's almost, wow, it's been served on a platter and you've got it. There's no imagination. There's nothing for you to imagine how it would look like, how it would feel like. It's like, yeah, it's there. And that's a shock tactic. So going back to being a songwriter and artists that use their music to bring a message to the collective. And what I mean by the collective is the human collective, the collective heart, the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness of feeling. Because it's through listening to the music, to the melody, we connect to our emotions. If we didn't have our emotions and feelings, this world would be a completely different place. In fact, you know what? I think we'd be really quite backwards. Really, really. We'd be so behind. But now we're in the golden age. And now especially artists, filmmakers, almost have a free path, a free channel to convey what they want to say. But before that, we had wonderful artists and songwriters that used their gift to convey what they wanted to bring across to their audience and bring a new education or alertness aware, for people to be wakeful and to be aware. But at that time, it was considered, I'm talking about the 70s, 60s and 70s, it was considered quite taboo. You could express yourself in your music, melody, and song, but within a box, so that you're not going outside the box. The ones that went out of the box, they brought out that message, but they met their fate as well. And that just shows, I mean, the legendary John Lennon, Bob Marley, there's so many that and not just singers, poets as well. But they're there, these people are there, their souls are there to bring out what they need to bring, and then they go and leave the earth. So they fulfilled their wish fulfillment and their purpose. However, now, because we're in the golden age, more and more people are becoming creative, writing down their feelings, writing down their thoughts, telling a story with their life, or observing someone and telling a story, because songs are there to evoke, provoke, and tell a story. And upon each individual's journey of what they experienced in their lessons of life, or just their wonderful, beautiful, magical experiences, they are able to relate to that song, to that melody, to that story. I'm sensing that in a few years' time, there are going to be so many songs out there. And not just talking about the usual boy meets girl. I'm talking about people's life story, people's real connection to their loved ones, to their soul family tribe, even singing about outer space, super beings. I mean, David Bowie is a classic, a legend. He was so ahead of his years with the Ziggy Marley and space and the Mars. He was so advanced, and also in his art as well. Prince was another one. Prince, phenomenal songwriters, even George Michael, even before that as well. The great thing about the film and music sector is it allows you to create the world as you see it. It's not necessarily the world that we live in, but the world as you see it, the world as you feel it. So you create your own universal world. So even though we're all connected with that collective heart consciousness, we're all connected because we all have a movie in our mind. And in this movie, we decide who's going to be playing in that movie. So we create this world and then we share with this world. But I'm going to say this, absolutely, is just be careful when you are, how can I say, when you create something and you think it's wonderful and in your universe it's magical, it's just the perfect answer to help the collective for you. But remember, everyone's on a different path at a different time. You'll get some people that resonate and go, yeah, I love that song. I really, really relate to it. I really connect with that. And then you've got people that will just despise that song completely. Maybe it reminds them something that they've pushed down and suppressed, and they don't want to go back there again. So they don't want to be triggered. So they have a dislike to the song. But I believe and I feel honestly that anything that is, we're all about creators. We're all creators. We're all co-creating. And we should do less of the judging, more of the accepting, and realizing, hey, you're on your path. Therefore, I understand you're expressing what you're feeling at that time. And just because I'm not in your time frame or time zone anymore, doesn't give me the right to judge and say, that's not a good song. Or, no, I don't like that song. If you don't like something, you have to have a really good reason why you don't like it. The thing is, the more we dislike, I know it says it shapes your character. It does, but at the same time, that person, that singer, that filmmaker created this from their heart. And it's the collective heart we have to honor, accept, and not judge. Because they received that through their creative intuition. So when we say, I don't like it, I'm judging, then you're judging the collective creative heart, because we are one. I don't know why I'm going on to this. This is very strange. I didn't really plan this. It's kind of a little bit of a talking heads thing, but so I think this world is changing. We all have to honor where we are in our creative fields. Some things that people create may not resonate with us, but what has been created is connected to people that relate to it because they are in that timeline of that creation, of that product, of that project. They are there. You're not always going to get everybody loving your songs. In fact, the more people judge is because they're not happy within themselves. Isn't it better to say, you know what, I like it. It's actually not for me, but that doesn't mean to say it's wrong. It doesn't mean to say there's not going to be people out there that's going to like this. I admire your creative heart. I admire the genius put into it. However, I am not on that time zone, but I do honor and value your time and your creativity, your creative heart that has created this with your intuition and your higher consciousness. So all you got to say is, instead of going, oh, I don't like it. Because when you say, oh, I don't like it, guess what? You put your guards up. You put your guards up. It's like, straight away, you've made an enemy. Yeah, you've made an enemy just by you going to view a premiere, and that person that created it is there. And just because, oh, this is good. Just because you are at that premiere and you're not sitting next to the creator and the creative team, you go, blah, 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 you know, it's kind of like gossiping. People think that gossiping doesn't hurt anyone because they can't, the actual original source cannot hit, the creator of the source cannot hear them. But guess what? Guess what? Anything that's audible, audio coming out through the mouth, anything that's in your thoughts, thinking ill, bad thoughts, judgmental thoughts, you think they don't hear you. They don't hear you physically, but the collective energy, the collective does. So the key is to look at a different way. Don't judge just because you don't like it. It's not good just to, boom, you don't like it. Or it's horrible. It's this. Who did that person think they are? You can have constructive criticism, but once you start criticizing the actual person that created that beautiful project, birthed that project into the world through their love and passion of what resonated with them at the time, at that duration, at that period, for someone to come in and start judging that person, it all goes to the collective. And that's why it's so smoggy and foggy, is the energy field of the human collective. We are creatives. Constructive criticism is okay if you are in a position to be able to say that and have the facts to support it. But if you start attacking the person, the creator, that's wrong. That is wrong. That is what contributes to this world of criticism. And because we're in purging and clearing times, the film and music has got tainted love. Hello, my comment, tainted love. Whoa. Yeah, tainted love on a collective consciousness. Tainted love. That's why we're in a clearing and a purging. A lot of people think that I look at things in a different way. Yeah, I do. But I'm very true and authentic to myself. I can't be any other person. I can't act any other way. I have to be true to myself. And I'm all about love. Because any creative project, whether it's a thriller, whether it's a magical rom-com, whether it's a rom-com of a song, or telling a story of a third person, or actually anger about a certain breakup with someone, or just remembering of the beautiful times that you had with someone that's gone on the other side of the veil. We have to remember, from a place of creativity and passion is a place of pain. It's a place of pain. Your creativity is birthed from pain, from pleasure and pain. I would like to see songs now, because we're in the golden age. I would like to see artists out there that are there to educate. And I don't mean educate the craft that they've learned, because that's already out there. I mean giving something back to the collective consciousness. And I think it's starting to happen. People no longer can put up with ego, celebritism, if they are not a true example to help towards the collective heart consciousness, for we are one. And music and film and words and lyrics and melody are created and were created to change the energy of that field, to alchemize the energy, to purify that energy, to transmute that song that they brought out, to transmute and change people out there to heal, to awaken, and to face things that they have suppressed and haven't expressed. See, music is the healer. And sometimes we need to be triggered to heal. And music is the future. Music is the past. Music is the present. And music will last. For music carries frequencies and color and tone. And with that, because we're all changing and we're all connecting to our creative genius, our intuition that's bringing our creativity out in us. And creativity only happens when you're childlike. If you're an adult and too serious, you can't create. You create from a place of liberty. You create from a place of freedom. You create because you want someone out there to hear you. You create because you want to help bring a change in the world. But if your songs that you create bring a change in the world, then that also means you need to balance it out with the way that you live, the way that you think, the way you action things. If you're singing about something and you're strong feeling about it, then you have to live it. You have to live this. You can't just sing something, because this is where the energy is crashing against and conflicting the creative energy. You see, if you sing something about sincerity and love and about unconditional and compassion, being compassionate, then the universe will test you and bring you certain individuals so that you can fulfill that prophecy, the prophecy of the song you have written in melody, verse, and imagery film. You will be tested. You will. Absolutely. This is how the universal laws are. What you put out there and you share it with so much passion, love, and belief, you will be tested, because you need to be able to fulfill what you are expressing, what you are conveying. Otherwise, you become a preacher. And that's not a teacher, is it? A preacher is not a teacher. A teacher is one that has mastered what they have up till now on their journey and is able to share the knowledge and educate what they have learned and live the life they have learned as well. A preacher, however, is one that has the technique and read the books, but not necessarily have had the experience, and through that experience they're able to bring the knowledge through. Are you a preacher or are you a teacher? Or are you a healer? Because the golden age is about healers. So anyone, all creatives now are becoming healers. So ascended artists, ascended songwriters, through song, melody, and verse, they are healing through their words. They are healing through their music. They are telling a story to bring change, to change the collective, creative heart consciousness and alchemize it so that it comes back into a balance. I pray, I really do, I visualize one day we won't have songs of protesting. We won't have songs of lost, broken relationships. We won't have songs of suicide or abuse. We will have songs of beauty, of magnificence. We will have songs of someone's dreams and aspirations. We will have songs singing about animals. We will write the songs that will be eternal and everlasting and will help to bring and evolve the human consciousness so that we become super beings, creative beings, having a human experience through our creative hearts of melody, verse, songs, and so much more, because we're co-creatives. Okay, I've gone over the time. Oh no, I haven't. I'm just about to come up to the end. So my name is Dr. Madalenechan. I've really enjoyed sharing with you this topic. And as I said, sometimes in live television, some things happen, but there's always something magical and beautiful to replace for that moment. And today was the day that was signed by the universe for me to be a channel in a way, to carry the message about being a creative heart, about being an awakened creative heart, and what it means when you really, truly treasure the creative, collective heart consciousness. We will leave you now with our sponsors. My name is Dr. Madalenechan. Please do contact me, and thank you for Our Decay Barrier for being our main sponsor for the Film and Music Show. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye.